Good morning. It's Tuesday, July 8th. Here's what we're working on this morning. A tentative deal has been reached in the nearly 2-month-long strike by Hamilton water workers.
A legendary Canadian chocolate bar being discontinued.
And the Toronto Blue Jays continue their hot streak, winning their 9th game in a row. Good morning. It was so nice to open the windows last night.
And then walk out and it's not a greenhouse.
Yeah, not getting hit by a wall of blah.
It's so nice. Yeah, we were 24 degrees with a humidex of 33 yesterday morning, and it just kind of went.
And where are we now?
Yeah, and we're sitting at 19 right now.
It's fresher.
Not really a humidex. We don't really count that in until we get past 20. So 19, winds are calm. It's not a bad start to the morning. Not a lot of sunshine. It's going to be fairly cloudy for the first part of the day, and then we're going to start to see more sunshine. So we'll say becoming sunny as the day goes on. Let's look on the positive side, huh? 8th morning of July already. So, yeah, 19, heading to 28, humidex 35. So it'll be a little sticky today, a little bit cooler, but becoming unsettled for the day tomorrow. Talk about it coming up. Let's talk about traffic and see if there's anything going on. Actually, really, there's nothing. We don't have any problems at all. 403 and Waterdown Road looks good as usual. This time of the morning doing fine. Just a few MTO traffic cameras. Grays Road, Stony Creek. Nothing to see there. Top of the Skyway Bridge, as you can see. Everything's moving nicely so far this morning. As long as you take it carefully, we'll be fine. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Thank you, Brian. The City of Hamilton and the Hamilton, Ontario Water Employees Association have reached a tentative agreement following ongoing negotiations between the two parties. Tessa Bennett is live outside Hamilton City Hall with the latest on the deal. Tessa.
Good morning. Now, a deal has been reached, but it still has yet to be ratified by the union, as well as being approved by City Council. Now, more than 50 workers who are part of Hamilton's water and wastewater plants have been on strike since mid-May after failed contract negotiations with the city. One of the biggest sticking points being the union members thought that they did not have adequate pay equity. The city's offer to water workers at the end of last month included wage increases for most employees, as well as a new wage schedule. Over the course of the strike, union members have popped up on picket lines in Hamilton, including right here in front of City Hall. Workers at one point disrupted a city council meeting, prompting officials to take a recess. The strike action has also caused delays to certain city services, including public transit and waste, green bin, and yard waste collection. The city did implement plans to maintain continued water and wastewater service delivery. Now, the terms of this new agreement are still not known, and we're hoping to get some more information from both the city and the union as the morning progresses. So for now, I'll send it back inside to you, Annette.
Okay, thanks very much, Tessa. Well, one of the people sent to hospital after a crash near Hamilton Airport on Sunday night that we told you about yesterday has died. A 10-year-old girl died in hospital. 2 more people are in critical condition. Hamilton police say a pickup truck had been speeding on Trinity Church Road Sunday night around 9:30, trying to pass another truck when it crashed head-on into a car. An SUV then rear-ended that car, sending it into the ditch. All 4 people in the car were injured, including the child who was killed, and a person police tell us is still in a coma. There is no word yet on charges.
Mad Canada is setting up a memorial in Niagara reminding people not to drive impaired. The roadside memorial is in honor of 34-year-old Ashley Marie Vaillancourt, who was killed on July 9th, 2022. She was a passenger in a car that flipped onto its roof on York Road in Niagara-on-the-Lake, not far from Queenston Heights Park. She and her spouse had been on their way home from a wedding, and he was later convicted of impaired driving. Vaillancourt's mother, sisters, and brother will be at the unveiling tomorrow. Mad Canada says roadside memorial signs are a powerful way to remind people of the tragic and lasting consequences of impaired driving.
The owner of a so-called party villa in Flamborough, where there was a shooting this past weekend, believes that the suspects broke into the home.
None of this was authorized. None of this was allowed. We did halt all parties, all rentals. We are obviously going to be pressing charges against the individuals that were involved, and we are going to be suing for all these damages that did occur on that property.
That's Arshvar Sidhu. He says his family's short-term rental property in rural Flamborough on Highway 6 was vacant, and there were no bookings available this weekend. But he says he granted access to someone who was inquiring about a business opportunity there. Later that night, another large party took place, and police were called around 3:30 in the morning for reports that a woman had been shot. She's in stable condition.
Based on what we've located at the scene, we do believe that there were 2 suspects and 2 firearms used.
Police don't have a description of any suspects or vehicles in this latest shooting. It's the second to happen in over a year. Police say last summer, 45-year-old Tobena Albiega was found dead in his vehicle parked on the side of the highway nearby. The owner confirmed the property is not licensed or zoned for short-term rental, and the home's future is in limbo because of a civil lawsuit with other owners. Hamilton's bylaw department is also looking into charges against the property owners. Well, a woman that police describe as being vulnerable is missing in Brantford. Donna was last seen Sunday afternoon near Nelson and Market Streets in downtown Brantford. Police have not released her last name. She is white, about 5'4", with a thin build and dark shoulder-length hair. She's wearing the clothing seen in these photos, a black and white striped dress with a yellow button-up shirt, maple leaf flip-flops, and sunglasses. She's carrying a green grocery bag and a pink purse. A legendary Canadian chocolate bar is being discontinued. Mondelez Canada says it's no longer producing Jersey milk chocolate bars because of low consumer demand. Company says a portfolio review showed consumers have shifted to other pure milk chocolate bars like Cadbury Dairy Milk. Jersey milk was developed in 1924 by the Canadian dairy company Nielsen, and it was only made in Canada.
Sportsline, the Blue Jays carried their season-high 8-game winning streak into the Windy City last night, and they kept on rolling.
Loperfido with a high fly ball to right center field, deep, and it's gone!
Make it 9 straight wins. Joey Loperfido hit his first home run of the season and had 3 RBIs. Toronto bleached the White Sox 8-4. Addison Barger and Nathan Lucas also went deep for the AL East leading Jays. Jose Barrios was stellar on the mound, allowing just 1 run over 6 innings to boost his record to 5-3. At 53-38, the Jays have tied a franchise record for most wins before the All-Star break. George Springer has been named the American League Player of the Week after helping the Jays win all 7 games on their homestand last week. The 35-year-old hit .429 with 5 home runs, 13 RBI, 4 walks, 9 runs scored, and a stolen base. It's the 6th time that Springer was named Player of the Week and first since 2022. Still with the Jays, injured pitcher Alek Manoah is expected to throw 2 simulated innings today in Florida. Now, depending on how the right-hander feels, Manoah will either throw another live session or progress to his first rehab game. The 27-year-old is coming off Tommy John surgery last season. As heartbreaking images and stories continue to emerge from flood-ravaged Central Texas, pro sports teams across the Lone Star State are stepping up, pledging millions of dollars to help victims recover and rebuild. The Houston Astros are contributing $1 million to relief efforts and mobilizing fans and resources to support recovery. The NFL Foundation with the Dallas Cowboys and Houston Texans have pledged $1.5 million for flood victims. The NBA, alongside the Mavericks, Spurs, and Rockets, pitching in more than $2 million, while the Texas Rangers are adding another $1 million to the recovery effort. The support comes as the death toll surpassed 100. The Indiana Pacers won't rush Tyrese Halliburton back to the court next season as he recovers from a torn right Achilles tendon. Pacers president of basketball operations Kevin Pritchard says Halliburton will not play next year. Halliburton tore his Achilles early in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and the Pacers went on to lose to Oklahoma City. Sports delivers many thrilling moments, but it also includes heartbreak, and last night's quarterfinal match at Wimbledon gave us the latter.
Oh, no, he's serve away, but that is not. Balls, please. He takes the game, but he takes all of our attention as well, feeling his pack. And all the cheers die away to, you can see him saying my pack. He's feeling that chest, and Sinner quickly across. This is not good at all for Grigor Dimitrov.
Grigor Dimitrov retired with an injured pectoral muscle after taking the first 2 sets against world number 1 Jannik Sinner. Sinner hadn't dropped a set in the tournament until then, but at 2-all in the 3rd set, Dimitrov called it quits. It's the 3rd time Dimitrov failed to complete a Grand Slam match this season. It's the 5th straight major that he's had to retire from due to injury. Novak Djokovic and American Ben Shelton also moved on to the quarterfinals, as did Iga Swiatek and Mira Andreeva on the women's side. This might be the most Wimbledon thing ever.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you could avoid opening bottles of champagne when the players are about to serve.
Oh, come on. I love that. It's warm. It's the most Wimbledon warning you've ever heard.
Yes, someone in a suite at the All England Club popped some bubbly, and it actually stopped a match last week. And if you're wondering, a bottle of champagne at Wimbledon will set you back €95, which is 154 Canadian.
Maybe that's something you want to sip on first thing in the morning. Forget the coffee, forget the tea, pop the no, forget that. Oh, gee. Let's get into this Tuesday morning, the 8th of July here already. We'll start with traffic and then we'll get to our forecast for the day. Looks good here at the 403 and Waterdown Road. We had some construction there earlier, but the construction is now cleared, so things are moving nicely. To some MTO traffic cameras, QEW in Glendale, St. Catharines, no problems there. Grays Road, Stony Creek once again. Even through Fairview, all doing fine into Oakville. We'll flip into Mississauga. Hey, there's some sunshine. That's nice to see. QEW Highway 427 Gardner combination doing fine so far today. All right, let's get into our temperature. Temperature has just changed. We are bumping up a little bit here this morning. We're now sitting at 20. The winds are really light, east-northeast. The relative humidity has come down to 94%. It was right up there at 100% earlier. And we do have a mostly cloudy sky, so a little bit of sunshine trying to peek out. Air quality risk for the day today? No, in the low risk category, no problems there. Our cold front went through yesterday, didn't trigger off a lot of problems. So what we're going to get now is we still have a lot of cloud cover from that frontal boundary that's heading away from us. So we are going to see some clearing as the day goes on. We will see a bit more sunshine, but then tomorrow the approaching low pressure will bring us some instability, and that means we could get a shower or a thunderstorm as the day progresses tomorrow. And actually, you know, we need some showers. It's pretty dry out there. The grass is dry. The flowers are going, hey, come on, help me. 27, 26, 28 degrees, depending on where you are today. We'll start off with a lot of clouds, and then we'll see more sunshine progressing today. Tonight, just a few clouds. Temperatures back into the teens, but high teens, 17, 18, and 19. A little cooler for Guelph and Kitchener. And then tomorrow, 27 degrees to 26 in some areas. We'll start off with some sunshine, and then we'll see chance of a shower or a thunderstorm a little later on in the day, so becoming unsettled. But out the door, 8th morning of July already. It is mostly cloudy. The winds are very light. Temperature right now sitting at 20. Long range, of course, coming up. Annette, Rick.
All right, thanks, Brian. Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And President Donald Trump has set a new reciprocal tariff deadline. Let's say good morning to Emily Vukovic. Emily, what's coming up in Chit Chat this morning?
Hi, good morning. Two-time Oscar winner Michael Douglas reveals why he has no real intentions of acting again. Too bad. He was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rent and Star Trek star Anthony Rapp is coming to Hamilton.
That's
I know
exciting.
A lot of people are excited about that.
Yeah.
And later on this morning, rapper Drake's latest stunt has helped put a Toronto family-run business into the global spotlight.
Okay. Is that
And
a
it's
positive story?
Cool. Yeah,
Very
it is.
cool.
It is.
It
Okay.
is. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Looking
Icy
forward to
cool.
hearing more in Chit Chat. Thanks, Emily.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's look at the markets. The loonie rebounded, jumping up 18 basis points, trading overseas at 73.29 cents U.S. Gold is down $4.50 an ounce. Crude is 51 cents lower to $67.42 U.S. a barrel. In midday European trading, the markets are up in London and Frankfurt, but down in Paris.
In Asia, markets were up across the board, Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. On North American markets, the TSX lost 15 points, the Dow was down 422, and the Nasdaq dropped almost 190.
U.S. President Donald Trump has once again delayed his planned reciprocal tariffs until August 1st. Canada is exempt from these tariffs, but ongoing talks with other countries could still influence broader trade negotiations. Ottawa and Washington are working toward a trade and security deal by July 21st. Meantime, the White House says it sent out letters to over a dozen countries, including Japan and South Korea, warning of 25% tariffs that will start next month.
Is the August 1 deadline firm now? Is that it, or could you move it again?
No, I would say firm, but not 100% firm. If they call up and they say, would like to do something a different way, we're going to be open to that. But essentially, that's the way it is right now, yeah.
Trump's team promised 90 deals in 90 days, but so far has only secured 2 trade agreements with the United Kingdom and Vietnam.
Meantime, the Canadian government's trying to strengthen partnerships in the Indo-Pacific region. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand is set to meet with her Japanese counterpart in Tokyo this week to finalize a deal on sharing defense information and boosting trade. Later this week, she'll meet with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, in Malaysia. Her visit comes ahead of the ASEAN Leaders Summit this fall, which Prime Minister Mark Carney has said he will be at.
Premier Doug Ford says he and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith discuss the future of oil pipelines and mines they say could make Canada into an energy superpower.
There's one person that's causing a problem right now, and that's President Trump. We want to move forward. We want to build the AMCAN fortress. But the days of relying on the United States 100%, they're done. They're gone. We're going to start being reliant and self-reliant on each other.
The pair haven't struck a deal just yet. Both signed memorandums of understanding to study energy and resource development. That includes pipelines carrying Alberta oil to southern Ontario, James Bay in northern Ontario, and through British Columbia to the west coast. Ford is also looking for a railway that would connect Ontario's Ring of Fire mineral developments to the west. At the same time, Alberta agreed to buy made-in-Canada government vehicles benefiting Ontario, and Ontario will open its markets to Alberta alcohol.
TikTok Canada is pulling out as a sponsor of several arts organizations, including the Junos, Toronto International Film Festival, and the National Screen Institute. The company, whose parent ByteDance is based in China, is getting ready to comply with a federal order to shut down operations in Canada over national security concerns. Since opening offices in Toronto and Vancouver, the company says it's invested millions to support Canadian artists and creators. It's now winding down those programs and partnerships.
A surveillance camera systems producer from China is being forced to shut down operations in Canada. Our government says it's for national security reasons. Hikvision is asking for a judicial review of the government order that it close its Canadian operations. That order followed a national security review under the Investment Canada Act. Hikvision describes itself as the world's largest manufacturer of surveillance equipment. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Brian is going to be back with traffic and your legendary 7-day forecast.
23 minutes after 6 o'clock. It is Tuesday, the 8th of July already. We're looking at MTO traffic cameras first of all. This is the QEW at Martindale. Generally speaking, that's how St. Catharines looks this morning, so no problems in traffic there. Top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge is still moving nicely. Hasn't started to slow down as you get down the Skyway Bridge toward North Shore. Here's a look at Burl Oak as you head from Burlington into Oakville. All doing fine in both directions. Same with Lorne Park here through Mississauga. We'll even dip into the 403. Now this is the 403 at Eastgate Parkway, so Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us on this camera heading up toward the 401. There's no problems on the roads at all this morning. So temperatures already, all right, we've come up from 19. We were 19 last hour, so it was a little bit cooler throughout the overnight, thankfully, than it was yesterday morning. So temperature this morning sitting at 20 for Hamilton and Grimsby, 19 for Toronto, for Mississauga right now, 21, a little warmer into Toronto at the moment. Air quality risk today is in the low risk category. Now, you might wonder about the smoke from the wildfires out west. The upper level winds are dragging that smoke down into the states, down into Wisconsin, into Iowa. They're getting a lot of smoke through there, and it's not really penetrating that far to the east towards us into the horseshoe. So we're getting away from that today. Here are sun times, 5:47, 9:01 for the day today. Seasonal temperatures 26 and 15. And those are our records for today. And we will see some sunshine as the day progresses. Now, I know it's a fairly cloudy start. Some areas are getting some sun, but it's going to become a mix of sun and clouds for the day today. 28 today, humidex of 35, so a little on the sticky side. Tonight down to 18. It'll be fairly clear. And then tomorrow we'll start off with the sun. And then there's a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm, but 27 feeling like 32. 26, and you'll notice the chance of showers for Thursday into Friday, both about 30%. That's about it. So, but the temperature warms up Friday to 29. Cloudy on Saturday. Chance of a shower on Sunday, but temperatures 27 and 29 for Monday. That's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Thank you, Brian. The Toronto Zoo has named its nice and naughty penguins for June. So the nice penguin of the month goes to DJ. Take a look at that smirk. The zoo says DJ earns the award for having such a good molt and making a big, beautiful nest for Ziggy. After doing some digging, Ziggy seems to be DJ's mate.
Okay, and this is a big upset because Scooby has received the Naughty Penguin of the Month.
Oh, no.
After earning 2 nice awards. The zoo says Scooby is getting a bit of an ego and started having tantrums at feeding time. Oh, so Scooby is like a cat. So the nice and naughty list is actually part of the Toronto Zoo's social media campaign to highlight the personalities of some of the animals in its care and, of course, get people more involved in the conservation efforts that they do.
Okay, well, Scooby's got some work to do.
Yes.
Redemption is on the list for next month. Scooby, come on, let's get at her.
Just stop with the tantrums.
Yeah,
just be thankful for the fish.
Stay with us. We got lots more to come here on Morning Live News. Weather, traffic still to come. Good morning. Scooby and DJ.
Andy.